And as a reward, I've got a really good lesson for you today. It's about how we should have a complete diet. Yeah? A diet with all the little things. Everything in moderation, but everything. Don't miss out on any of the important bits and pieces in your nutrition every day. Now, I talk about this because I am aware that there are holes in my diet. There are holes in everyone's diet. And as we spoke about last week, in regards to training, how you have to have a nice complete training sequence and you have to try to train your whole body evenly, in the exact same way you should eat evenly and try to eat from each of the different food groups. Now, this is hard. It is a lifelong challenge. It is something that you need to constantly be working at, constantly be tweaking. If there are holes in your diet and there are big things you are missing, if for example you haven't eaten vegetables in a long time, or maybe fish, that's a common one, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to get your diet right, to make sure that there are no holes and everything is fixed. Okay, I'm going to say it again. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Now, here's a common one. If you don't eat fish, then your body's missing omega-3s. You can't produce omega-3s naturally, so if you don't eat any fish at all, and I've got mates who are like this, and I'm a bit like this, I don't eat barely enough fish, it's going to be a case of your body is missing something, maybe that it hasn't had in years. Now, how can you feel your best if you're missing a vital ingredient, if you're missing one of the primary fuels? You need omega-3s for heart health, and for joints, and for brain development. So without fish oil in your diet, you're missing a vital component, and you're incomplete with your nutrition. Now, this is a problem. This is my advice. There's a lot of clever ways to go about it. You know, I am aware that I don't eat enough fish, so I supplement with fish oil. That's one tactic. Here's a bigger approach, and it's about lifelong improvement and careful tweaking of the diet in the long term. We're talking long term here. We're thinking big picture, we're thinking long term. Here's what I would like everyone to do if you're serious about your health. Write down everything you eat for a day. Everything that passes your lips, liquids, foods, cigarettes, everything you consume, write it down, do it for 7 consecutive days. I know it's a task, I know it's a lot of work, but this is exactly how we're going to improve on all of our weaknesses. We've all got weaknesses, let's build on them. Turn a weakness into a strength, become a stronger version of yourself. So, write down everything that you've eaten for a week. Now you've got a whole lot of data. Look at that data. Be very analytical. Break it down into sections. Are you consuming the following things each week? Not necessarily every day, but over the course of a week, are you consuming vegetables, fruit, fish, white meat, red meat, bit of dairy, bit of carbohydrates in the form of pasta, rice, potatoes, etc.? Are you consuming all of these in a nice balanced way? Are you getting herbs in your diet? They contain some unique stuff. Are you getting berries? How about enough water? Where's your hydration? That's 10 things. You need all of them every week. If something is totally missing, that's the area you got to improve on. Look at the other side of the coin. Flip side of the coin, unhealthy habits. Keep count of how often you consume things like alcohol, soft drink, chocolate, lollies. What else? I can keep going. Cigarettes, that's an obvious big one. Coffee, right? Things that you buy from a takeaway store, Macca's, that sort of thing. There's a million more examples, but let's look at unhealthy habits and trying to reduce them, and healthy habits and try to improve them. Now, here's the actionable way to do that, because this is heavy stuff. You got a whole lot of numbers, maybe you got an Excel document going on, which I do with all my clients. It's a really valuable tool. Let's look at tweaking things one by one. So, you look at your numbers and you say, right, in a week I don't drink barely enough water. Every day I'm drinking maybe a liter of water, maybe less, which is the average, by the way. And over the course of the week I'm only drinking 7 liters of water. So I need to drink a little bit more water every day, and I notice I also have a coffee every morning, which I know is dehydrating. If I switch that coffee to a green tea, I've done 2 things. I've increased my hydration, beautiful. I've reduced an unhealthy habit, the coffee drinking, this is a win. And I've helped myself because green tea has lots of benefits and it's full of antioxidants and it's also fat burning. Right, so there's a whole lot of benefits right there. You can do this with everything. We're applying the concept of substitution. We take an unhealthy habit, I drink too much soft drink. Oh no, what's a better example? I eat too much chocolate. Okay, if you eat too much chocolate, try just for next week, reduce the amount of chocolate you eat and change it for nuts, because nuts are healthier. Now we're increasing our legume intake, because you're going to eat a certain amount of legumes each week, legumes and nuts. And we are decreasing our bad habits. See what I'm getting at? We're decreasing bad habits and increasing healthy habits through substitution. Now, this is a large task. This will take you the rest of your life to get right. It's a constant balancing act. It's not easy. You won't get it right the first time, and there'll be periods in your life where the balance will go up in the air and everything will go wrong. But keep at it. Strive at it. Never give up on your health and your diet, because that's a lot like giving up on yourself. Now, I don't want anyone to give up on yourself. I want you to be the best version of yourself. If you haven't had vegetables this week, if you don't eat fish this month, if you're dehydrated because you drink too much coffee, like I used to, I've been there. If you don't eat nuts and fruit and vegetables because you eat chocolate and lollies instead, again, I've been there, then you're doing yourself a disservice and you're not being the best version that you can be. I really desire everybody watching this to become the greatest version of themselves that they are capable of being. I said this at the start, I'm going to say it again. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Let's see if we can improve our diets. One step at a time, gradual lifelong change. Tweak it. Don't do a big uphaul where we change everything all at once, because that's not very sustainable. We're gradually moving ourselves towards wellness. Good. Done. Next.